Hi, everyone. I'm really happy to be here and happy to represent Big Ocean Women and to be part of this International Women's Day celebration. Um, can I just take a couple minutes to unwind? Let me tell you, I just dropped off my granddaughter at her mom's. I was running around trying to do everything and had zero diapers for her at my house. Looked in the diaper bag, no diapers in her diaper bag. I found a package of sample diapers in my drawer. Size 2, she wears size 4, but it worked, and we ran to Costco. And it was like the best day at Costco I've ever had. Samples were amazing. so, I just need a couple minutes to unwind with each of you, and I'm sure that you understand what it's like to be busy and crazy and to be stretched in many, many ways. But I'm happy to talk today about our Big Ocean Woman value, tenet value of valuing, the unique and contributing role of families. Um, I think each one of us has experienced support and sometimes even um, a little frustration from our families. But we like to talk about the ideal. My mantra is to support the less than ideal and to promote an idea. So if it's all right with you today, I'd like to speak about the idea. I also have to give a shout out to Momni. When online, found out how their name came about. Omni meaning everywhere, everyone, mom, and combining them to be Momni. And what a wonderful organization to support them as well, the great work they're doing. Um, our mantra of Big Ocean is that every woman is a creator and every woman has a voice. We envision a world where women are valued and able to create positive, generative field solutions to the challenges of the world today. That word generative has meaning. It means that our solutions benefit the next generation and generations to come. And that's key. Our actions affect the next generation. Ideally, the next generation has the best chance of being happy and productive if they have a support system. And if that support system is a loving, solid family unit. We believe that the family unit is the basic unit of society, and this is contested in the world. It's interesting. Like last year, we were at the United Nations, and um, a meeting called Commission on the Status of Women. Every year, this 2-week long gathering of delegates, government officials, and non-government organizations, individuals, uh, they create an outcome document, and within this outcome document, um, they state what they'd like to have happen for women of the world. And the frustration for a pro-family person like me and an organization is that the word family is being taken out of these documents and replaced with the words multicultural, multi-generational, multi-generational household. And so the very word of family is being devalued. But I would like to speak about the ideal nature of a family unit and how this family can be foundation for happiness and growth. From the Big Ocean website, I'd like to read this. We are each on this earth due to the incredible organic pattern of human reproduction, because of the unique and equally valued contributions of both males and females. men and women are able to continue humanity forward through generations. This pattern links us to our familial roots and branches. It grounds our individual human experiences to a broader collection of shared human experiences. Our shared humanity and deep feelings of tenderness, respect, and love fostered within our families is what keeps us as a broader human family connected to each other and connected in very powerful and meaningful ways. Despite what our family situation has been in the past or what it is currently, family structure matters to society as we move into the future. There is the notion that family is to society as the cell is to anatomy. Both are foundational components which allow for the health and development of a greater body. Without the protection of the family institution, our society is prone to be made up of individuals only, which puts us at risk for serious threats and personal loneliness. Therefore, it's imperative that we acknowledge and promote the importance of the family and the family unit as a basic of society. I have a dear friend named Susan Boynance. She's been working at the United Nations for decades, and she uses and teaches the term family capital. So, family capital is this notion that the sum of the individual people within a family is greater than just the number of individuals. It's the concept that when we work together in our families, we have more power for good or evil than individuals alone, and that the family that harnesses this family capital fosters internal resilience and fortitude, which allows us to overcome tremendous hardships together. So my family is a great example of this. We were Japanese, of Japanese descent. My grandparents came from Japan in 1896. They came because times in the situation in Japan in their area was very dire. There was a drought, people were starving. They had an opportunity to come to America, and especially my grandfather. This is another example of family capital. He was sent to save the family farm. My great grandfather was a samurai, given a piece of land by his lord. And um, this land, the family farm, was precious. And when my grandfather was just 26 years old, he died. That left the family inheritance, this piece of land, in jeopardy. And so they told his mother to go back to her village, make a new life for herself, and kept my grandfather, who was the heir to this property, kept him there, and his uncle raised him. The farm came upon hard times. He sent my grandpa to Japan. To Hawaii as an indentured servant on the sugarcane plantations to save the family farm. So he worked hard. He sent money back. He saved the farm, paid off the loan that had come due. But he never went back. He met a woman there, my grandmother. They went to mainland America, sought to make a fortune there, thinking that they would return to Japan when they were rich. That rich part of the plan never happened. But they worked hard and they started a family. Family was amazingly cohesive and self-sacrificing. My grandfather had one son, and in Japan, that's important. But my father wanted to go to Stanford University. my grandfather vowed with a shirt on his back, send Charles to Stanford. And so at the sacrifice of his whole family, my aunts, these amazing, intelligent, um, talented women, gave up their education to stay home and work on the farm so that their brother, Stanford. Well, my dad graduated from Stanford in World War II. Was raging. Japan became involved in this war. Yes. All eyes turned towards these American people who looked and had the genes and the culture of Japanese. And they were seen as a threat. So we rounded them all up and sent them to these camps. Camps weren't built yet. They were planning, and they had found places for these camps to be in very remote areas in America, off the inland from the coast. So until that camp was built for hundreds of thousands of Japanese American people, they had to go to temporary, I wouldn't call them housing places, but my parents to the Santa Anita racetracks, and there lived in the horse stalls for 3 months, and it was pretty hard. Once they got there, it was hard, but the humiliation and insecurity of knowing what was to come of them was probably harder. They decided, however, to go peacefully. The Japanese philosophy of shigatagana, there's nothing you can do about it, so make the most of the situation. So that philosophy propelled them forward, and they did make the best of the situation that they could. They gathered everyone and encouraged them to go peacefully, helped them to sell what they could from the property, and these hundreds of thousands of people went to these camps. I don't think they could have survived this experience if it hadn't been their absolute devotion and dedication to advance, giving up school so that my dad could go to college. That kind of family capital is bigger than the sum of the individual people. Right? It was something very powerful, something so sustaining. And this happened not to just my family, but all hundreds of families. These Japanese people who had to be cared. That's a great example of how family capital works. I have two friends who are in somewhat similar situations. One friend is a single mom. Her mother is alcoholic. Stepfather is also. Father is in the military, and I think in Italy. She has 3 children, raising them by herself. Not that much. She struggles from day to day. And the struggle and the stress of it is manifested in the health of the children. Not really often seen. She's often seen. Have the support of family. It's hard for me to imagine that he's never been in that situation. Another friend who is also a single, she misses support. What about them? She lives. Another has the difference in support one to the other is almost more than I can. I wish that we could all have this support, this family, this strength, and this foundation on which to stand. I know that for me, this family closeness is valuable, precious. When the war was over and all these hundreds of thousands of Japanese people um, told to leave, they didn't want to feed these people out with 3 meals a day for another week. They said, you have a week to find a place to go. So they were sent to somewhere. My parents and 30 other people went to a small town in Sigurd, Utah. There again, relying on family. We made it through that stressful situation as well. My grandfather, my father's father, my mother's mother, she's a widow, he's a widow, and they lived with us in our home. That was a great blessing for me and for all of our siblings and also our children, our own children, grandchildren. We were very close and we understood how they had hung together and helped one another. So we did the same thing. I have to laugh, I tell the story about how living in Utah, very white population. There wasn't another person of color in my school. But I did some weird things. I put Scotch tape on my eyelids so that they would have a double hole like for my Caucasian friends. And I don't know if you're not old enough probably to remember the Twiggy period, but when Twiggy was popular, I did the crazy thing of painting eyelashes, with the black eyebrow pencil on my face, like Twiggy did. Crazy, crazy things like that, thinking that somehow I could look like everybody else. I did that. What's really funny is that my cousins did the same thing. You know, that idea or that security of knowing that my family members knew exactly how I was feeling, so valuable to me, so precious. And they were my best friends. I didn't need other friends. I looked forward to them coming to visit and every holiday that we had a chance to be together. We've, we've helped each other through very hard times because of our closeness. My own children are close as well, and it's because my cousins and I decided that we wanted that same family closeness to extend to this next generation. And I see my own children doing the same thing for their children, so that family capital, that foundational strength can be theirs to help them be resilient and strong in hard times. I know that that's not possible for everyone, but as I said at the beginning, I wanted to share with you this almost ideal situation. Family means so much. It means strength and resilience. It means friendship. It means unconditional love. That blessing of that experience has been mine, and I have worked hard to let my children have that experience. They're working hard. and I hope that you understand why I'm working so hard through Big Ocean Women to promote this family unit, to say to those who disagree that this unit is precious, valuable, very basis of society. Um, is there time? Should I ask people if they want to comment? Should we share the screen and see how people are feeling about what I just saying? So I'm going to go down. Share the screen and I want to unmute everybody. Unmute all. So, do either of you or any of you want to make some comments? Clarissa Ann, and Marianne. We have a few minutes. Oh, what's my timing like? Marianne, Clarissa, is there anything that you'd like to say? Let's see, Clarissa, you're muted, so you'd have to unmute yourself. Okay. If not, that's okay. I can keep on talking, but
we're muted by thing.
no, Marianne, you're not muted. Would you like to say anything? Would you like to comment?
I'm just asking you, what happens if your family isn't close, though? How do you cope with the family where you're all at odds?
Right, and unfortunately, that happens a lot.
Mm.
The hard answer is that it starts with you.
Thank you.
You have to commit yourself to building that same kind of family, and I know it's interesting that it's easiest to hurt ones that we're closest to, and it's easy to unleash our frustrations and our own personal insecurities on people who are closest to our family members, and that often results in separation and resentment and even hatred. But I think that if you decide, if you want to start, if you want to build that, then if it's just by small steps. I talk about our family because I've enjoyed this closeness. But let me tell you a couple of things that we do. Hi, Holly. In our family, when we get together, we put the oldest people on a pedestal. Does that make sense? They're like elevated. They're first to eat. They sit at the best table. They often have china when the rest of us have paper plates. We elevate them and honor them in that way. That has helped a lot, I think, to create that family cohesiveness. The other thing that we do is we make the effort to get together. I tell this story. You know, sometimes you think, oh, wouldn't it be easy on Thanksgiving to just go to a nice restaurant, sit down, have a lovely meal, walk away, and go home, take a nap, right? But for me, it's this family gathering. Everybody brings food. Everybody, gets the kids prepared. When I was a kid, it was painful, but we all had to perform at every Thanksgiving, and no matter what, no matter if you didn't have something to perform or not, you had to do something. That was painful, but we'd have these Thanksgiving dinners. And this one year, I made all the pies. Right? I have to say this too. After Thanksgiving dinner, we go up in the mountains and we chop down Christmas trees. This is what we used to do. I bought a fake Christmas tree. But go up in the mountains, chop down these Christmas trees. To do that, you've got to take all of your, snow clothes, boots, mittens, hats, snow pants, and you have to take a tarp for the tree, a shovel, axe, all that kind of stuff. You take it all, and I made all the pies. I made that year homemade berry pies. I was very proud of them, pumpkin pies and apple pies, and I put them in my car. And my niece, attending Brigham Young University, needed a ride, and so I drove from Spanish Fork to Provo, and just in front of Sam's Club, the guy in front of me slammed on his brakes. So I had to slam on my brakes. All the pies just toppled to the ground, right? Just smashed up in bits. I pulled over, taking handfuls of pie and throwing it out onto the road. And this guy behind me is shouting, "What are you doing?" And I'm shouting back, "Mind your own business." I was just like so frustrated. So I ran into Sam's Club, bought 8 more pies, put it in the car, picked up my niece, started back to Gunnison. We're late. I missed the exit to go to Gunnison. I mean, if any of you know I-15 and where you turn off to Gunnison, that's like death. Not really, but the next exit is like California. Not really, but Las Vegas, whatever, Scipio. So I pull over into the barrel pit, undo my trailer, turn my car around, turn the trailer around, hook the trailer back up to my car, get back up onto the freeway going the right direction and make the cutoff and get down to Gunnison. I mean, horrible. A lot of work, a lot of stress, hard, right? But that's the kind of effort that I was willing to put forth so that my kids could have this wonderful Thanksgiving with their cousins. It takes a lot of work, but it's worth it. It's worth it. It's this family unit of this cohesive, strong family capital. Wow, it's nothing like it. It's really worth it. So I don't know. What do you think, Marianne? Does it seem crazy? Too hard? I did it, and if I did it, you can do it. Well, I encourage all of us to treasure and value this unit called the family, and um, to work hard to make that um, not only important to your own immediate family and extended family, but important to the world. Shout it out. When people say, in Sweden, for example, it's politically incorrect to say the word family. Say multi-generational household. But I want to shout the word family to the whole world. Tell them how wonderful family can be. And that a family doesn't need to be just a mom and a dad and children. It can be just now my husband and I, or it can be just a single woman raising kids, or even a single woman by herself who's connected generationally to the other generations of family. Just need to hold on and treasure family. And I encourage all of us to work hard to make that happen. Thank you for this privilege to speak today. Thank you.